Headlines, Sunday, the 11th of January, 2009. Redundancy and ruin as crisis hits home. An increasing number of Australians are declaring bankruptcy as the global economic crisis really starts to hit home. Street racers to have wheels clamped. Two P-platers caught street racing will have their car wheels clamped as part of a trial program to curb unsafe driving behaviour. Harbour Bridge says goodbye to cash booths. The last motorist to ever pay cash on the Sydney Harbour Bridge has now passed through the toll booth, closing a 70-year chapter in Australian history. Another hospital toilet miscarriage. Another woman has revealed that she miscarried her baby into a toilet at a hospital in the Hunter Valley. Cancer-causing mouthwash could be pulled from shelves. A string of popular brands of mouthwash could be doing us more harm than good, with some link to an increased risk of oral cancer. Australian forces killed Taliban leader. Australian Special Forces troops have killed a Taliban leader believed to have orchestrated the rocket attack that killed an Australian soldier. Israel plans an escalation of violence in Gaza. No word yet about Hamas's plans. Hamas supporters protest as Gaza anger spills onto Australian streets. Man charged with baby son's murder. And local MP won't visit violent Rose Meadow. Winnie the Pooh to return after 80 years. The world's favourite silly old bear is back with a new Winnie the Pooh book to finally be published more than 80 years after A.A. Milne's last Pooh stories were written. From Piers Akerman, Rose Meadow requires new solutions. Radburn, New Jersey, is on the other side of the world from Rose Meadow, Sydney, although they share a common design. There are no other similarities between the garden suburb built for affluent Americans in the 20s and the public housing estate built for indigent Australians in the 70s. The thinking behind Radburn homes seems so modern in the era of the flapper, with their backyards facing the street and their front doors facing shared public spaces, with buildings arranged in cul-de-sacs to accommodate the newly acquired private cars. Surely the planners thought such a design would lead naturally to a great sense of community, a sense of neighborhood pride, and to a large extent it has worked among private householders in the US. The story is vastly different in Australia. The sense of community has developed into a them and us mentality. Whereas Radburn's Orthodox Jews find the shared space convenient to walk to the public amenities on the Sabbath and holy days, Rose Meadow's welfare recipients find the cul-de-sacs convenient to confuse the police and public spaces handy to escape pursuing officers. The core of the Rose Meadow estate, where about 100 people engaged in a melee last Monday during which guns were fired, knives were used, and the usual weaponry, bottles and bricks were deployed by the detritus of the local society, is now slated for demolition by the state government. But that is a piecemeal solution at best, treating the architecture of Rose Meadow as if it were solely to blame for the chronic problems that fester wherever the long-term unemployed are shepherded together. There is a line here from Akerman. In New South Wales state governments, Labor and Liberal have ducked the hard decisions. And I don't even believe that Akerman wrote that line. It looks like somebody has just inserted that line. The Liberals have not had power in New South Wales for more than 13 of the last 80 years. And for the last 13 years, it's all been Labor. Labor have, set about and made these ghettos. So why would Piers Akerman say in New South Wales state governments, Labor and Liberal have ducked the hard decisions? It just looks like somebody else has inserted it.